Oh, thanks for having me on, Tyler. It's great to be able to speak with you today and talk about these issues. One thing that I ask very often when I'm out knocking doors, for better or worse, is I ask people to name the current representative who holds the office. And some are able to do that, but some are not. And so, what I think is very important as I go through this election cycle and as I try to reach more and more people is that it's important to be in the community to let them know that we're here, we live with them in this community, and that they have access to us. For example, 405-407-6975 is my cell phone number, and I welcome everyone in House District 20 to give me a call and let me know how I can help and how I can best represent you. Voters in House District 20, as I've had a chance to call multiple thousands of them and knock on doors across the district, they're looking for a representative who understands what they're going through, that inflation is attacking paychecks, and that life is much more difficult now than sometimes it has been. Things from the turnpike extension that is going to cost us all more money and take away properties. Public schools where teachers are being vilified, but they simply want their children to be able to attend school, not have to worry about a threat of violence, whether that be gun violence, bomb threats, or anything else, and knowing that children are being educated, taken care of, and will be coming home back to them that evening. What I hear is parents who just want a future for themselves and for their children. And that's what I want to help with, how we can come up, how we can be partners to public schools, create a better economy, and create more opportunity right here in Oklahoma and in House District 20. So when it comes to taxes, what I say often is that we need to reduce fees and costs on the taxpayer. What I am a proponent of is reducing expenses, both for the state and for those who live here. For example, I think that we should be empowering Service Oklahoma to allow more items to be completed online, fewer trips to the MVD, putting in your cell phone number, waiting all day for that text, and hoping that you can be seen same day. We should be able to reduce the number of locations for tag, title, and other things in Oklahoma while reducing the expenses by allowing them to do 2, 3, and 5 year registrations. Similarly, eliminating toll roads will save Oklahomans money since we're already paying extraordinarily high taxes from sales tax to really high property taxes and otherwise. So, what I believe is that we can come up with common sense solutions that reduce costs both to taxpayers and to Oklahoma. We already only pay 4% corporate tax, have a really low income tax. And what we need to do is build more businesses, more small businesses, line Main Street, so that there can be more businesses creating sales tax revenue. And hopefully we can reduce that sales tax overall while still continuing to generate revenue for our communities and our cities across Oklahoma. Education should be returned to educators. That is the first thing. The Oklahoma Capitol, by the Oklahoma Constitution, does not have the authority to dictate curriculum and how students should be taught. So, what I believe is empowering local school districts and their Board of Education to exercise their constitutional authority to manage the education in that community. Further, taxpayer dollars belong with public institutions. I believe that we must amend the Parental Choice Tax Credit Act, the act that is giving $250 million per year to private schools. And we should do two things with those funds instead before paying a single additional private school tuition. First, we should use those funds to pay for lunch and breakfast for every single public school student in the state of Oklahoma. And second, create a new tax credit for Oklahoma's public school teachers who are purchasing supplies out of pocket so that they can be reimbursed for their investment in our most valuable asset, our children.
That's
So, what I
amazing.
simply believe is that we should stop defunding public schools and we should use taxpayer dollars on public institutions. Tyler, so when I talk about infrastructure in House District 20, I'm talking about two things. The first of which is bridges, to your point. So we have the I-44 that cuts right through Newcastle. There's one narrow underpass, three narrow bridges in Newcastle, as well as one in Blanchard. So when I call for investment in infrastructure, what I'm calling for is a modernization of that infrastructure. Our bridges were built more than 60 years ago. And while they are in good condition, they are narrow one-lane bridges that were built to support an individual combine trying to cross from farm field to farm field. But we've exploded with a population that is more than 10 times what it was when those bridges were built. So what I'm an advocate for is replacing those bridges with multi-lane, preferably three-lane bridges, so that we can expand the roads. Because right now we are limited to many two-lane roads in Newcastle because you can't expand a road that goes back to a one-lane bridge and then re-expands. We have to replace the bridges and then we can expand the roads. And the second thing that infrastructure means to me here in House District 20 is that at least five of our communities, Newcastle, Blanchard, Washington, Noble, and Goldsby, are on water restriction or water rationing. For whatever reason, the end result is the same. We need more water here in House District 20. And what I want to do is be an advocate for the district at the Oklahoma Water Resources Board, come up with a comprehensive use plan, to come up with a solution, because House District 20 is experiencing rapid growth, some of the fastest growth Oklahoma has ever seen. So not only do we need to solve the water problem today, but we need a plan for 25 years of continued population boom in this district.